have pain or some tightness, it's going to pull the mind towards it. So just notice. Or maybe everything is good and you're feeling open and relaxed everywhere. If that's the case, keep that in your awareness too. And if there's any area that's tight or any pain associated, definitely keep that in mind. I'm going to help yourself, and I'll try and help you to release that area with your practice as well. And bring your hands to Namaste, please. Lift your sternum up, take your shoulders back, and relax your elbows. And take your chin forward, bow your head to your heart. Set an intention today to use your practices to help you to create a little more steadiness and ease. Positive actions that plant the seed for a more positive state in your physical, mental, and emotional body. When you're done, lift your chin up, release your hands, and open your eyes, please. Please come to standing. Carol, you can just stand in front of the chair. That's good. And standing in mountain pose, Tadasana, spread the soles of your feet on the floor. Look at your feet and make sure that your heels move slightly out away from each other, so the outer edges of your feet are in a straight line, that the heels are not moving in. Yeah. And spreading the soles of your feet, push down on the big toe mounds in the center of your heels and activate your thighs. Lift your kneecaps up with the action of your thighs. Lift your sternum up and straighten your arms with the palms facing forward. Hands can be next to your hips. Yeah, and turn the palms forward. As you do an outer rotation of your hands, your shoulders will move back, and that's it, lifting the sternum up with your shoulder blades. Hold your body with your actions and use your awareness to connect to your actions. And notice how the action of the feet influence the ankles, the action of your thighs influence the knees, the action of your glutes influencing your hip bones, hips, the action of your upper arms influencing your shoulders, forearms influencing your elbows, and palms and fingers influencing your wrists. And relax your actions, release your hands, turn the palms in, let your arms loose. And here, just loosen the body a little bit and shake it out a bit, just there. Relax the 12 major joints, your ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Standing in a more relaxed expression of mountain pose in Samasthiti. Take your hands out to the side, please, with your palms facing up. Notice when you turn the palms. So Carol, take your hands up higher. Yeah, just in line with your shoulders, not all the way up. Just in line with your shoulders to the side. Yes, like that. And as you turn the palms up, your shoulders will move back and shoulder blades will move down. Relax the shoulders, straighten your elbows, and energize your fingers and palms. And then slowly take your hands all the way up. And your hands can be shoulder width apart, palms facing each other. Relax, let the hands be up, but relax the action in the hands. And work from the floor up again, from your feet, thighs, sternum lifting. Now bend your elbows slightly and spin your triceps in. So that means the elbows that are the pointed edge of the elbows that are pointing forward, bring them in towards each other. And that'll spin the triceps in. Your thumbs will move away from each other. As you do that, notice how the collarbones widen and the shoulder blades move down. Now keep the shoulders as they are and lift the thumb side of your wrist to begin to straighten your elbows. Any amount. And bring your hands in front of you and interlock your fingers. Turn the palms out. With your elbows bent slightly, take your shoulders back and drop your shoulder blades down your back. And then straighten your arms. And take your hands above your head again, straight up. Once the hands go up, relax the action in the hand. Take your awareness to the feet again and build the posture from the floor up. The action in your feet, your thighs, the sternum lifting. Once again, bend your elbows slightly and spin your triceps in. Take the pointy part of the elbows in towards each other and the triceps will spin in. Shoulder blades will move down. Collarbones will widen and then straighten the elbows a little bit more. Now notice that your chest is rib cage is probably moving forward quite a bit in this variation. So bring your awareness to the floating ribs, which are the lowest rib. It's the lowest rib in the front of your rib cage. Bring that in towards your spine. And that'll take your navel in and it will lengthen the back wall of your abdomen. Hold your body with your actions and release, please. Release. Okay. Now you're going to hold your elbows from behind your back. Hold the elbows behind your back. Yes. And here you're going to open the front of the torso. So work from the floor up again with the feet, thighs. Lift the sternum. Take the shoulders back. Drop the shoulder blades. And take the inner shoulder blades towards each other to push the sternum up from behind. And once again, take those floating ribs, the lowest rib in the front body, take it in. And release, please. Relax there. Okay, we're going to go into triangle. So turn to face the camera, please, and place your bricks at the back edge of the mat if you're using bricks and a mat. Carol, I'm going to adapt it for you just on the chair, okay? So just sit back on the chair, please. Yeah, Deborah, I can see you. Yes. I can see you. Okay. So those of you on the mat, step your legs apart and take your hands apart. So Carol, you can take your hands apart as well. And Jackie, pigeon toe your feet in, please. Toes in, heels out. Now point the right foot out. Okay. Extend with your, relax the hips, right hip back. Carol, it's different for you because we're doing it differently. So everyone else, relax the right hip back. And then reach with your right hand and release the right hand to your leg or brick. Carol, what you can do is lift the left hand up, straight up, and hold the chair with your right hand. Yes, and lengthen up. Yes, like that. And look to your left. Everyone look to your left. Good. Inhale and come up, please. Exhale, release your hands to your hips. Good, and turn your feet to the other direction. Those of you on the mat, just sway your hips back and forth a couple of times. So the action is only moving the hips back. When the hips come forward, there's no action, it's just a relaxation. Okay? Debbie, don't turn forward though. Yeah, the hips should move back from there. Yeah, like that, correct. Then hold the hips back, take your hands in line with your shoulders, everyone. Carol, you too. Hands in line with your shoulders to the side. And reach forward, those of you on the mat, reach forward and release your hand to Trikonasana. Carol, release the left hand to the chair. Take the right hand up. Yes. Today, Debbie, stay a little higher than usual, just because to give some room for your back, yeah, to get better in all your standing postures. Deborah, you can see, right, people on your screen. Just try to follow what you see on the screen. Good. Inhale, come up, please. Exhale, bring your legs together, release your hands, Samasthiti. Carrot, that was okay for your back? Good. Okay. Next one, everyone please grab your chair and bring it to your mat, please. Place it on your mat and stand in front of the seat of the chair. Yes, so Carol, you can also stand up for this, please. Deborah, turn your volume up because my volume is pretty high, I think. Can everyone hear me clearly? You can, right? Yeah. So to make sure that your volume is all the way up on your computer or your device, yeah? Okay. So Carol, if you could turn the chair, you see how the chair is turned for everyone? Just turn the chair 90 degrees and stand in front of the chair. Yes, good. That's it, Deborah. That's good. Okay. Now stand about 2 feet away from the chair and take your feet hip distance apart. Debbie, a little more forward. Yeah, good. And make sure that your heels are slightly out like you had them before in mountain pose. Deborah, can you turn your camera down slightly? Is it possible to bring the camera down? I don't think you can hear me. Okay. Okay, and take your hands above your head. Okay. And then fold forward and place your hands at the top of the chair, not the seat, but the backrest. Yeah, there, correct. Okay. Now, bend your knees a little bit. Look forward, look at your hands. Turn the palms so the palms face each other. The sides of your arms will be on the chair, correct? Yeah, good. Bend the knees, look forward, lift your sit bones up, lengthen the sternum forward. And then you can stay here, or if you're more open, then gently straighten the legs and release your head. And release the head. Yeah. 2 more times. Bend your knees, lift your buttock bones up, look forward. Exhale, gently straighten the legs, release your head. 1 more time. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, lift the sit bones up, Debbie. Yeah, lift the sit bones up, correct. Now straighten the legs gently. Now release the head just enough that your ears are in between your upper arms. Don't let them go below that. Yeah. So you're looking at the seat of the chair. Okay. Good. Here the spine is nice and long, the back of the legs are long, the hip joint is opening. Stay there. And take your floating ribs in. Once again, the lowest rib in the front body, lift it up so the navel goes in. Good. Very nice. That's good for your back, Debbie. Looks nice and straight. Your spine and legs. Very good. Carrot, lift your shoulders slightly up. Little more. Yes, little more. Yes. And then bend your knees. Place your hands on your hips and inhale. Come up, please. Good. Okay. Let's see. Those of you using the mat, you're going to do a downward dog on the mat. Carol, you can repeat what we just did. Yeah. And so that's a variation of downward dog on the chair. So, Deborah, you can also either do it on the chair or on the mat. Okay, and once again, we're going to do the same thing, bending the knees. Carol, you can move back a little bit and put your hand on the seat of the chair. Move, keep the chair where it is. Don't change the chair. Move, step back away from the chair a little more. Step back. And put your hands on the chair. Yes, like that. You can do it like that. Okay. Everyone, bend your knees slightly. Debbie, take your feet about 5 inches back. Yes, bend your knees slightly, look forward. Lift your hips up, back and up. And exhale, straighten your legs gently, release your head. 2 more times, inhale, bend your knees. Lift your hips back and up, look forward. Exhale, straighten the legs, release your head. Release your head. 1 more time. Bend your knees, hips back and up, look forward, straighten the legs, gently release the head. Good, and stay there. Use your hands to move your hips back. Good, and come down, please. Come down to your hands and knees. Those of you on the mat, Carol, come up and go back to your chair. You can turn the chair again. Yeah. Those of you on the mat, please come to a seated posture. Just sit comfortably, please. In any seated posture. And Karit, this would be a good time for you to share. How are you feeling, Debbie? It's okay?
Yeah, it's feeling good. I think it's working it out.
Good, yeah. You know, that's what one of the things that happens when you practice a lot and you know, and because you just kind of started and then you're like fully into it now. It's natural that you know, feel something and then it has to sort itself out. You know, Deborah, you're doing good. That's just the process. It's normal.
Thank
Okay.
you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you're doing good, Deborah.
So we're gearing up toward this holiday called Tubishvat, which appears in the Talmud. So it's an old holiday, but it's a little bit obscure in that the rabbis felt that there needed to be a new year for the trees, and it had to do with really making sure that people were tithing correctly, etc. So that's a whole other thing that we can talk about in terms of generosity and tzedakah and why that's really important. But I wanted to share a story today with you all. Many of you may have heard this story before. Hopefully you like hearing stories again, if you've heard it before. But then I want to share something with you, which isn't always the place where people go with this particular story. So Rabbi Yochanan was walking along the road when he came across a man who was planting a carob tree. This man's name was Honi, and he appears in a lot of stories in the Talmud. So Honi said to him, he said to Honi, why is it that you're planting this tree? How many years is it going to be before you see any fruit bearing from this tree? And Honi said, well, this tree won't produce any fruit until at least 70 years have passed. The man, Rabbi Yochanan, said to Honi, well, you're definitely not going to be alive in 70 years from now. Honi, I guess, was of a certain age as he was planting these trees. So why on earth are you bothering to go ahead and plant this carob tree? And Honi said, well, I plant it for my grandchildren and theirs. There's part of the story that says that Rabbi Yochanan actually fell asleep and woke up 70 years later and saw the fully grown carob trees with the ancestors of Honi playing underneath the tree, which is a beautiful piece of the story as well. So I think it's pretty clear that one of the messages of this story is that when we plant seeds or saplings, as it may be, we may not always see the fruit of our labors, but it is very much a part of our tradition to plant those seeds or saplings for the benefit of others who will come after us. But as we engage in this practice, I wanted us to think about this story in a different way. There are seeds that have been planted for us by previous generations. When we tell this story, we usually look at it and tell ourselves that we need to be the ones to be planting the seeds, to be planting those saplings. But what about the seeds that have already been planted for us by previous generations, by our ancestors, by our parents? Even the more newly planted seeds that were planted by those with whom we interact each day, and even the seeds that we have planted for ourselves within this lifetime, within the past few hours, even. They're part of who we are. We may wish to nourish certain of those seeds. There may also be seeds planted within us that are harmful, and if nourished, will lead to growing the harmful within us. We can, though, through practice, guide ourselves gently to nourish the wholesome seeds already planted within our souls. Honi knew when that fruit was going to bear. It was going to be 70 years. We don't have knowledge of what seeds or saplings might already be planted within our souls. We may be aware of some of them, but certainly not all of them. And we don't know when the carob tree is going to bear its fruit. Perhaps, like Honi, we won't even live to see the fruit of the seeds we are nourishing, and those seeds will bear fruit only for the generations to come. If we keep fertilizing the wholesome seeds, no doubt we will also feel the blossoming and growth, and even the fruit bearing in our own day.
Thank you, Karith. This teaching that Karith just shared is central to the practice of yoga. It completely defines what the practice of yoga is, undoing some of the effects of the seeds that may have been planted from a negative space, which can happen, as Karith said, and energizing and planting seeds from a positive energetic space. To put it simply, any thought, action, word that comes from, that is based in negative energy, plants a seed that will bear a fruit that is negative, that will be later experienced as painful or suffering. Any seed that is planted from a place of positive energy in word, thought, action, deed, the fruit that comes out of that will be experienced as joyful, varying degrees of pleasant to joyful to blissful. So let's say in the practice of the physical practice, right, of yoga, if you apply an action from a place of aggression, for example, or ego, that is considered, that is then you've planted a seed in your action that will create suffering later. You know? Whereas if you move in your action from a place of gentleness, just taking what you need, then the outcome will also be positive, like that. Same with your thoughts and with your words, all of that. And as Karith shared, it takes a long time for these seeds to grow and show up. It could show up in this lifetime, but in yoga they believe that it could also show up in the next lifetime because the concept of reincarnation is there. So sometimes the way you instinctively act or think, you may also be surprised, why am I doing that, you know? Why am I acting like this? Or why am I saying this? Why am I doing this, you know? Sometimes it comes from a long time ago. You don't even know it's there somewhere inside, you know. So the practice then is to let go, not energize anything that's going to cause more harm. Let it go, let it pass by, and to energize, try to come from a more positive place. Yeah. And as Garrett said, this is the concept of karma. You hear the word karma everywhere, right? This is the concept of karma, planting seeds and the cause and effect thing, right? And what shows up. So we have accumulated karmas from our previous lives, from our early life and this life, from 10 years ago, from 5 years ago, from 5 minutes ago. We have all these different, some are positive, some are not. That's why we experience different experiences as being joyful, some of them, and some as not. So the ones that are negative, you just got to let it go, you know, let it pass by, you know. The ones that are positive, enjoy it and work from there. The most important thing is not to create more suffering. There's already enough seeds that may have been planted that end up in what you can experience as pain or suffering. The main thing is we have a choice not to create more suffering, which means in every present moment, try to apply an action that is centered in a positive state, or a thought that is centered in a positive state. So instead of, and a deed, you know. So instead, you may find yourself in a situation where you're really getting upset and angry and you want to lash out. It's normal, right? You want to lash out. You need to remember, when you lash out, you are planting a seed that is going to cause some suffering later for you because it comes from a negative place. So in the present moment, if you can somehow pull that back, do what you need to do, go for a walk, go away, pull it back, calm the mind down and come from a more positive place of maybe giving yourself some love and expressing from there, then you have created a positive karma in a situation that could have created a negative karma, you know. So you've planted a seed for a positive thing. By doing this, you can actually reprogram your entire way of being. And sometimes you can undo and redo some of the negative seeds that have been passed to you from your ancestors even. You can even undo that a little bit. It may be hard to understand. It's a pretty subtle concept, deep concept, but you can, when you undo some of the things, patterns that you notice your family may have, your brothers and sisters and your parents even. Let's say somebody has a pattern of, you know, let's use anger. Anger is an easy one to use, so of anger, right? But when you move out of that, and come from a place of love, you're actually redoing the whole planting. You're replanting for the whole family. You know, it changes, it shifts somehow. It's very interesting, it's very fascinating. Okay, anyway, we can keep talking about this and not do any practice. It's an interesting concept. Okay. And it's amazing how the older traditions, Judaism and yoga and all of them, they all know about this. They know about all of this. It's shared knowledge, you know. It's just really amazing how, yeah, Torah Yoga. Oh, there's a book. Look at that. Deborah is showing us a book, Torah Yoga. Yeah, it's very interesting, you know. It's fascinating. Just goes to show what the older generations, people from hundreds and thousands of years ago, they may not have been as materially evolved as us, but they were certainly spiritually further, very much further than us. Okay, that's enough talking, I think. Okay. Please come to Dandasana. Just sit on your, those of you on your mat, just sit on your mat with your legs straight forward. Sit on some elevation, please. Debbie, sit on some elevation. And Carol, you're good on the chair. That's fine. Deborah, either on the chair or on the mat, up to you. And Debbie, put the bricks under your knees when you sit on the bolster with the legs straight forward. Yeah. Good. Yeah, Carol, you can do that too. And place your hands. Let's see, Carol, hold the sides of the chair, the bottom of the chair. Yeah, yeah. Don't lean down though, just, yeah, yeah. And then everyone push down with your hands. Jackie, hands next to your hips on your prop. And lift your sternum up. Lengthen it up. Take your shoulders back. Debbie, try not to lean back, please. Go forward a little bit. Yes, and then lift your sternum up. Yeah, good. So if you look at planting seeds, just that simple action of lengthening the sternum, first of all, it's undoing all that collapse of the sternum and the shoulders moving towards the chest that happens from our day-to-day lives. So by doing the opposite action, we're creating more space, we're creating more length in the upper body. We're taking it more to a place of a more positive state, the body. And every time we do that, you may have planted the seed a while ago, but every time you do it, you nurture that seed of lengthening and creating space in your torso. So think of your repeated practice as watering that seed, that positive action. Flex your feet, please. Yeah. And then interlock your fingers in front. Turn your palms out. Take your hands above your head. Good. Lengthen the spine. And release. Release. Release your legs. Yeah, and grab the chair, bring the chair in front of you. And Carol, this one, maybe you can come down to the floor and turn the chair. So if you see how Karith is going to set up, let's use Debbie because Karith has a different chair that has to be turned differently. Okay. So Debbie, please continue to sit on your bolster and see how she set up the bolster and the chair. See if you can do that, please. Have a cushion or something. Debbie, I've pinned you. Don't try to change anything. You're the demoing right now, so. And take your feet under the chair, your legs under the chair. Okay. Bend your right knee, bring the right foot in towards your hip. Yeah, knee straight, pointing straight up. And release the right knee to the right, towards the floor. And bring the foot close to the left inner thigh, but still on the floor. Outer ankle on the floor. The sole of the foot close to or on the left inner thigh. And place your hands on your bolster or your prop. Flex the left foot and lift your chest up. Push down with your wrist, lift the chest up. And stay here. Look straight, chin down slightly, and look straight forward, or look at the seat of the chair. That's fine. Now interlock your fingers in front. Turn your palms out and take your hands up. Lengthen up. Take your hands up. Yeah. Use the action of your arms to lengthen your spine and flex the left foot. Now, if your hamstring is tight and you have low back problems, I want you to bend the left knee a little bit. Bend it, yeah. And then point your fingers up. Look up. Bend the left knee. Carol, maybe bend the left knee a bit. And then fold forward and place your hands on the chair. Yeah. Be careful. Don't force. Just go naturally. And then lengthen the sternum forward. And stay there. Stay there. Just lengthening the spine. Now, if you're totally comfortable here, and your hamstrings, especially your low back feels okay, then very slightly, with sensitivity, maybe straighten the knees slightly. Don't force, that's a lot. And then lengthen the sternum up again. Yes. Stay there. And inhale, come up, please. Interlock your fingers above your head and straighten your arms above your head. Okay, and release. Let's go to the other side. Straighten your right leg. Bend the left knee. Place the foot, left knee out to the left and foot close to or on the right inner thigh. Place your hands next to your hips on the bolster, pushing down, lift your chest up, lift the sternum up, and flex the right foot. And interlock your fingers in front, straighten your arms, take your hands above your head. Look at the seat of the chair, chin slightly down. Lengthen and then release the interlock, point your fingers up. Now bend the right knee slightly. Those of you with back issues, bend the right knee, Debbie, bend it. And take your hands to the seat of the chair. And then lengthen the sternum forward first. Lengthen. Lengthen the back. If you feel like you're totally comfortable here, no problem, then gently, just maybe like a centimeter, gently straighten the leg and then once again lengthen the sternum forward. And inhale, come back up. Interlock your fingers, take your hands above your head. And release, please. Okay. For the next posture, you're going to go into Virasana. So have your brick close to you, and Carol, go back on your chair, please. Sit on your chair. Keep the chair as it is. Sit on it and face the camera. Carol. Rest of you move the chair, and Virasana, Karith is in it. Let me just show it to you. This is what it looks like. You see she's sitting on a brick, feet are apart. And yeah. So feet are apart, knees are together. Be careful. Sit higher up. If you feel it in your knees, sit a little higher. Okay. And let's see. Carol, turn to face the camera, please. Carol, turn your knees to face the camera. Yeah. Now see if you can come a little forward from the chair. Not everyone, this is just for Carol. Sit a little forward. Yeah, and then see if you can point your toes back. Take the toes, take the feet slightly back, and yeah, like that. Is that okay? Manageable? Yes or no? Yeah, okay. So just do this or no? No, yes or no? Yeah. Okay, those of you in full Virasana, everyone lift your sternum up. And interlock your fingers in front, everyone. Take your hands above your head. Relax your sit bones. Debbie, you're leaning back a bit. So that's good. Now lift your sternum up. Yeah. Release your hands in front. Look to see which index finger is lower. Change the interlock. And turn your palms out. Bring the other index finger lower. Change the interlock and take your hands above your head. Okay, and release, please. Release. And come up from Virasana and sit down on the floor again with your legs straight forward. Bring that chair and put the chair on your mat like you had it earlier. And feet under the chair. Carol, you can do that too. Sit down on the floor like you did earlier. And legs under the chair, feet under the chair. Debbie, sit on your bolster, please. Or a blanket. Do you have a blanket? Yeah, fold the blanket. The blanket is better. Forward. That's better. Okay. We're just waiting for Debbie to get back. Okay, so sit in Tadasana with your legs straight forward, like that. Place your hands next to your hips on the floor. Lift your sternum up, shoulders back, elbows towards each other behind you. Flex your feet. Bring the toes towards you. Good. Try not to lean back. Yeah, keep the torso perpendicular. If the wrists are in line with your hips, you won't lean back. If the wrists go back, then you'll begin to lean back, yeah. And lift your sternum up. Interlock your fingers in front. Take your hands above your head. Lengthen. Now once again, those of you who have back problems, bend your knees a little bit. Bend the knees. And lengthen the sternum. Take your torso towards your legs and put your hands on the chair. Now once your hands reach the chair, Lengthen the sternum forward. Lengthen it forward. And look at the seat of the chair. Keep the knees bent, lengthen the spine. Karith, you can do that too. Yeah, your knees are bent, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Lengthen there. Now, if you're totally comfortable here, then gently straighten the knees a little bit. Little bit. Don't force though, be careful. And then once again, lengthen the sternum. Deborah, I can't see where your hands are. Are they on the chair? Okay. Okay, good. They're on the chair, it's fine. Look at the seat of the chair, flex the feet. The feet should not splay out. They should be, big toes should be moving in towards each other. Yes. And you can continue like that. You can lengthen the sternum and then maybe go towards straight legs. Keep the spine lengthening. Good. And inhale, come up, please. Exhale, release. Sometimes in the practice, you have to undo some of the seeds that have been planted. You know, if some of your actions have created pain or stress in the body, first you have to release that and undo it. So you have to kind of replant a little bit, you know, take that seed out. And then once you've taken that seed out a little bit, then you start planting new seeds with new actions. For example, let's say, again, if you've done some action which has ended up in some suffering, it's likely that it's because it was done too forcefully. It's likely from that. So you have to undo that first. You have to create the space, relax the area, let it go, let it heal a bit. So you undo the fruit of that action. And then when you redo and plant a new seed, then that seed has to come out of a place of being gentle and not creating harm. And that's how you replant sometimes, you know, in the practice. And of course, you can also do that in your lives, you know, with everything else. Okay. Let's see. Let's go into Padkonasana. Let's see how we can do that and bring. You can sit on your elevation. Sit on your bolster, or bolster is good for Padkonasana. So sit on a bolster if you have a bolster. Yeah, Jackie, can you hear me, Jackie? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I think I hear you. There's just like, I have a delay for some reason.
Oh,
of
okay.
A few seconds.
Okay.
But I think it's me, not you.
It's just the internet probably. But do you have a bolster there that you can use to sit on? Yeah, and then bend your knees and join the soles of your feet. If you have your bricks close to you, you can use them, place them under your legs. Or if you don't have bricks, it's okay. Yeah, Karith, you don't need a bolster for this. And hold your feet. Today, let's hold the feet and pull the feet in a little bit. Pull the heels in towards the pelvis. So Jackie, pull the heels back, yeah. Pull them in as close as they come to your pelvis. And then hold your feet. Use your thumbs at your big toes and big toe mounds. Yeah, like that. Now, pressing on your heels. Press your heels against each other. Good. That's good, Deborah. And use your fingers to push the pinky toes into each other and the outer edges of your feet into each other. Use your thumbs to move the big toes and the big toe mounds away from each other. So you're opening your feet like a book. Yeah. So press the heels, press the outer edges. It's like the binder, right? And then move the big toes and big toe mounds away from each other. And that action helps you to open the groins and bring the knees down. Now you're going to synchronize that action with the lifting of the spine to open the hip joint even more. So on your inhalation, lift your sternum up. On your exhalation, work the feet. Press the heels and move the big toe mounds away from each other. Do that a couple of times. Inhale, lift the sternum up. Exhale, move. One more time. Inhale, lift the sternum up. Exhale, take the knees down lower. And now hold your body with your actions. Stay there, please. Carry the interlock your fingers in front. Take your hands above your head. Not everyone, just Karith, please, because her hips are more open with this. And then release your hands on the floor, Karith. Fold forward. And then lengthen your sternum forward. Yeah, that's a little deeper because your knees are closer to the floor. I'm taking you deeper into the posture. And everyone can try that. Interlock your fingers, take your hands above your head. Karith, you're good there. And release your hands in front on the floor. Fingertips on the floor, don't fold too much. And lift your sternum, lengthen the sternum forward. If that is totally comfortable, you can bring your palms to the floor and lengthen the sternum forward. Debbie, be careful, lengthen the spine more. Again, we're still undoing a little bit for you, so I'm holding you back. And inhale, come up, please. Exhale, release your hands, release your legs. Use the chair, bring the chair back to the mat, and this time turn the backrest of the chair. Let it face the camera, please. Let it be closer to the camera. The backrest, yeah. And turn it so it faces the camera. Yeah. We're doing the twist that we usually do, seated on the chair. Good. Yeah. And sit down on the chair, please, with your knees on the left. So the other side, Debbie, for you. Deborah, you're good. Jackie, the other side. Take your legs to the other side, Jackie. And don't sit too back in the chair. Make sure that your knees, there's a gap between the knees and the side of the chair. Feet on the floor. Knees in line with the hips, feet in line with the knees. Interlock your fingers in front. Take your hands above your head. And twist to your right. And release the left hand to the top of the chair. Right hand to the corner next to the left buttock. Yeah. To hold the chair, to hold the corner. Left hand on the top of the chair, Debbie. Yes. And inhale, lift the left sternum up. Exhale and twist the spine to your right. Do that a few times. Be conscious that the right hip doesn't move back with you. Twist only from the spine. Inhale, lift the left sternum up. Exhale, twist to your right. Lengthen the spine and then twist it. Good. And come back to center. Release. Interlock your fingers. Take your hands above your head. And release your hands. Take your legs to the other side. So move your legs to the other side. And knees in line with your hips, feet in line with the knees. Interlock your fingers the other way. Straighten your arms. Take your hands above your head. And twist to your left. Release the right hand to the top of the chair. Left hand behind you at the corner next to the right buttock. Hold that. Square the hips. Lift the right sternum. Take the left shoulder back. Twist to your left. Make sure that the spine is lengthening as you twist. So more than the twist, it's more important to lengthen the spine and then twist. Deborah, don't worry about the camera so much. Just try to do what you can. Don't worry about the camera. Just do what you can. Look at your screen and try to do what you can. Okay, and release, please. Interlock your fingers in front. Take your hands above your head. And release. Okay, come to standing. And turn the chair and stand in front of the chair, please. And put your right leg up, right foot on the chair. Here, let me spotlight. So I think, oh, you're still spotlighted, right, Kerith? Looks like you're spotlighted, right? Okay, good, good. Because I think Deborah is following that. Okay. And now interlock your fingers. Take your hands above your head. Okay. And twist to your right. Again, notice that the right knee and hip is going to move back. You have to adjust that so the hips don't move back. Release your left hand to the right knee. And take the right hand in the air to the side, to the right, in line with your shoulder. That's it. Use your left hand to bring the knee to the left a bit and the hip squared. Lift the left sternum. Use the right hand to take your right shoulder back. The left leg is working. And left leg is straight, working. Right hip is relaxed. Good. And release, please. Come back to center. Release your leg and take the left leg up. Interlock your fingers. Straighten your arms. Take your hands above your head. And twist to your left. One exhalation. Release the right hand to the left knee. Left hand in line with your shoulder behind you. And turn the palm to face the camera. Yeah. Now first work the right leg, straighten it, then square the hips, use your right hand to take the left knee to the right a bit, then lift the right sternum up and use your left arm to take the left shoulder back. Good. Foundation in the right leg, extension in the spine, opening in the twist. Good. Stay there. And come back to center. Release, please. Release your leg and move the chair away to the side. You can move it away. We're not really going to use it that much anymore. If you have your bricks, have them close to you and lie down on your back, please. And going into Supta Baddha Konasana, so bending your knees, join the soles of your feet. Knees will go out to the side. And place your hands on your thighs. You can either have the bricks under, or if you want to just leave it and keep your knees in the in the air. That's fine too. Hands on your thighs, and allow the weight of your arms to gently influence the relaxation of the groins. Jareth, you don't have a bolster, do you? Okay. And now place your hands on the floor, palms facing up, and allow the body to relax. Turn your palms up, tuck your shoulders under. That is why the practice of consciousness or awareness, moving from a place of awareness, is so important in our lives, in our any activity that we do, because the more your actions are, or even your thoughts, are informed by awareness, you can then know whether your actions are coming from a positive place or a negative place. If they're coming from a negative place, if you're aware of it, first of all, then you can let it go. Try to do something different. And apply an action or a thought from a more positive place, and then you plant a seed that it will result in a positive, an outcome that is experienced as being positive. That's why in the practice of yoga, we think of it as a physical practice, but it is actually a practice of consciousness. And it all begins with awareness. Here in the posture, we use the physical practice as kind of a laboratory to, in a controlled environment, to use the physical body as a means to increase these more important practices of consciousness and awareness. So here in this posture, become aware of your ankles, the sensation around the ankles. Is the left heel pressing a little more than the right, or vice versa? Is there any action or no action? There are so many things that you can become more aware of. Your knees. Where do you feel it in this posture? Do you feel it along the inner line of your knees, along the outer? Is one knee a little more strained than the other? Why is that? Is there a corresponding groin that's tighter? Really fine-tuning the awareness. Your sit bones, What is the sensation around your sit bones? Left and right, is one sit bone or one side of the sacrum a little heavier than the other on the floor? What about the low back? Are you feeling some strain there? If you're feeling some strain, lengthen the low back, tuck the tailbone a little bit more. Lengthen the low back along the floor. And your shoulders, are both shoulder blades tucked under? What is the sensation? What is the difference? What is the similarity between left and right? And this is a relaxed posture. It's easier to be aware in a relaxed posture. So this is a good place to be developing your awareness. Your elbows and your wrists. Your breathing, what's happening with the breathing? Your throat, your face, your eyes. It all begins with awareness. Okay, and then bring your knees in, please, towards each other. If you have a wooden brick, then please place the brick, lift your hips up and place the brick under your hips. I think most of you have wooden bricks. Let me see. Kareth, you have foam. So then place one brick flat, just one, horizontal. Place the brick horizontal, yeah. And then maybe that's enough, or maybe you want to place one more on top if you have room. Yeah. Make sure that your back is stable on the brick. So, yeah, because you're going to lift the legs up. Is the brick flat, Kareth? It is, right? Okay. Yeah. She's got her hips pretty high, but that may not be the case for you. You can just use one brick. Yeah. Now take your knees into your chest, towards your chest, and lift your legs up in the air. Yeah. Flex your feet. Stay there. And then bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, lift your hips up and move the bricks away. Bring your hips to the floor and take your feet as wide as the mat and just do a couple of windshield wipers, moving both knees to one side and then to the other side. Yeah, do that a few times, like 5 times. Just to release the back. Then come to center. Square your hips, tuck your tailbone, and straighten your legs. Lie down in Shavasana, please. Turn your palms up, Jackie. Turn, yeah. And Kareth, whenever you're ready. Rest of you, just relax there. Close your eyes. The This is a good place to take in teaching in Shavasana. It's a posture for receiving. Unless you go to sleep, of course, then that could be a problem.
I want to share a teaching with you today, and I love that you're in Shavasana while you're receiving this teaching. This teaching is one of my very favorite in the entire canon of Jewish teachings, and it comes from Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav from his Likutei Moharan. It won't surprise you, I don't think, that it's connected to song and melody. But it's also, if you know me well, it also won't surprise you that it's connected to the earth and to nature. And that's our connection for today as we're heading into Tubishvat, and we think about our connection to the earth and how we draw sustenance from the earth. So Rabbi Nachman teaches us that songs and melodies emerge from the end of the earth because melody is produced through the grasses which grow in the earth. And because the shepherd knows the melody, he instills the grasses with energy, and so the animals have something to eat. And this is the concept of the first blossoms have appeared in the land in the time of singing. In other words, the first blossoms grow in the land as a result of their particular zemer, their particular melody. It follows that through the song and the melody which the shepherd knows, he instills the grasses with energy, and there is pasture for the animals. So he's talking about Nachman lived in Eastern Europe. He didn't live in Israel. He's talking about a lot of different things at the same time. He's certainly talking about the shepherds that he may have seen in Eastern Europe. He knew what he was talking about. This wasn't, some pastoral idea that existed just in his mind. He saw shepherds around him, so he understood that the shepherds were taking care of the animals that were entrusted to them. And he also saw that they would sing when they were out in the fields. But he's also, of course, when he says the land, he says haaretz. And while there's no capitalization in Hebrew, it is the capital land that he is also talking about. He's talking about the land that is holy, and certainly referring to Israel. I think we can take it a step further and think about haaretz, the land, as this physical manifestation of the self, which is the body. And so how do we create resonance within our own bodies? We have these vocal folds that we push air through to create just voiced sound. Even when we're speaking, we are creating song, and even more so when we do it with intention and create a melody that we sing. And so I'll share with you words that come from Naomi Shemer, who is a musician and poet from Israel. And she bases these words on these teachings from Nachman of Bratslav. Know that each and every shepherd has his own tune. Know that each and every grass has its own song. And from the song of the grasses, the tune of the shepherd is made. How beautiful, and how pleasant to hear their song, How good it is to pray among them and to serve Hashem in joy. And from the song of the grasses, the heart is filled and yearns. And when the heart is filled by the song and yearns for the land of Israel, a great light is drawn forth and goes from the land's holiness unto it. And from the song of the grasses, the tune of the heart is made. So with those words, I want to encourage all of us. I know if you're close to me, today was a rainy day, but to encourage us to go outside, even if it's just in a close by park or backyard, and to find your body's resonance, to just hum maybe. No one will notice, I promise. And find what it is that makes your heart sing and resonate. So as we say goodbye to Shabbat, I'm going to collect things for Havdalah. And if you have some with you, you're more than welcome to join me or just to look at the screen and watch. I'm going to actually ask my husband to help me because my candle is getting so small that if I try to do that and play guitar, I'm afraid I might burn myself. So we'll not do that today. You're going to just take this out of there.
Okay.
And then when it's time, you'll dip it in the wine.
How are you feeling, Debbie? You okay?
Yes, I'm feeling very good. Thank you.
Good. Jackie, you look like you're fine, right? And Deborah, you doing good? Good.
Yes, yes.
Good. Glad to know. Oh, let me, yeah.
המבדיל בין קודש לכל, חטאותינו ימחול. זרענו וכספנו ירבה כחול, והכוכבים בלילה. שבוע טוב, 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 שבוע טוב. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. Have a beautiful week, everyone. Amit, thank you for such a wonderful session.
Thank you so much. It was beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, it was.
I like
I
that.
agree.
Thank you, Amit, too. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kerrit. Thanks, everyone. I'm glad you liked it, and we'll see you soon, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Next week, is it?
Yes, we
Next
are
week.
on for next week.
At 5.
I can't do next week. Is there another week? How about February?
Yeah, I think we're doing every week, every Saturday in February except for February 20th.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and tell some friends if you know some. Tell them
Okay,
to come
okay.
and join you for Torah Yoga.
Okay, I will.
Okay? Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
To everyone. That was fun.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.